happening, guys? If this is your first time on the One Bad Apple channel, welcome. And if you've seen the previous video, welcome back. This is the second episode in a web series I'm doing. In the first video, I did a full rundown of what the channel is all about, so if you're interested, go check out the video I did on the Beastie Boys' Paul's Boutique. Last episode, we were in 1989 exploring hip-hop. This time, we're going to go back again to the ancient year 1997 when pop-punk was king and a ska-punk explosion was happening. Now, some purists will argue that the album I'm going to cover is neither punk nor ska, and they wouldn't be totally incorrect. It's neither the punk that you've heard in the 70s, and it's definitely not the ska you would have heard in the 60s. But don't worry, it has all the elements of those styles, the speed and aggression of punk and the reggae derivative rhythm of original ska. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as third wave. I picked this one not only because I've listened to it hundreds of times or because it comes from a period in music that I'm the most knowledgeable on, but because I believe it's the best ska album to come out in the 90s/2000s. There's definitely other contenders. In fact, I'm thinking of one you might see in a future video right now, but this one is top notch, I promise. If your only frame of reference to ska is a band like Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, you'll hear sounds you're familiar with, but I think these guys have much better musicality and song arrangements. So this episode's album is from Michigan's Pride and Joy, Mustard Plug, and their third album release, Evildoers Beware. I first saw these guys perform live around the time of this album's release with the Hippos and Real Big Fish, or maybe just the Hippos or just Real Big Fish, or maybe neither of them, and I'm confusing it with one of the dozens of other shows I went to back in those days. One of the things that makes a great ska band is a killer horn section and a badass bass player. Mustard Plug has both. I'll be honest, I don't really do any research before I do these videos, so I couldn't tell you who the killer horn section or the badass bass player are, despite being a huge fan, but it's not important. I think it makes the videos more fun when I just remember the album the way I remember it, and you guys can feel free to correct me in the comments section. Plus, the music speaks for itself, and bands in this genre are constantly changing their lineup as part of their evolution. In these videos, I'll never do a track-by-track breakdown on any of these albums. I want you to discover them with your own ears and have your own experience. I will say that whoever did the song selection and sequencing on this was a genius. It starts off with an absolute banger and ends with an iconic sing-along anthem that every good punk rock record needs. The other 10 songs in between are the perfect filler for this musical sandwich. There's no guitar solos here. That's all left to the horns and bass. The mix is solid and the songs sound great. This style of music was commercially successful during this period, so albums like these have much better production than earlier albums in this genre that might have been done DIY. The album comes in at 38 minutes, which makes it a real easy listen. No 6 or 7 minute epic arrangements or ballads to slow down the vibe, just a bunch of songs with a kick-ass groove that should get you moving. As I promised in the first video, I'll keep it short so you can get to listening. As always, I recommend you listen with your best headphones, but not too loud. You gotta protect those ears. Last video, I believe I gave you your 10 seconds of enlightenment, so this time I'll give you 10 seconds of awakening. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Like that.